Hey everybody, this is Jekar with another battle report. I know it's been a while since my last one, but it's been pretty hectic. I started going to school again, and my friends had a hard time getting some time off for work. But here we go. This first one is Warriors of Chaos versus Wood Elves at 2,500 points. We have a couple rules in effect for the next couple battle reports. Um, Mostly, a big one is we have halved the casting value. Level 1s and level 2s get +1, and level 3s and 4s get +2, rather than the normal casting bonus equal to your magic level. That's the biggest one. In this particular game, we have some unit size restrictions, kind of ETC-esque, just to see how that works. And actually, we may carry that out throughout the weekend, but I'm not sure that it matters very much. So for my 2,500 point list, I've got a level 4 of Tzeentch on a disc. I've got a Tzeentch BSB. I've got a Nurgle level 1 whose job is supposed to be get buboes and snipe some characters, but I got the regen spell and I really just couldn't pass it up. It's the only other spell in the lore that I really like. I got 40 Marauders of Khorne with full command and great weapon. I have 2 units of 25 Marauders of Tzeentch with full command and shields. I have a unit of Marauder Horsemen of Slaanesh with flails and 2 units of 5 Warhounds. I've then got 30 Chosen of Nurgle with a standard Banner of Rage and Halberds. That one is a mighty unit. Then we have the Hell Cannon and a Shoggoth with additional hand weapons. But as you can see in this picture, that is not at all what got placed. Now this is meeting engagement, as the title page said, and you roll a d6, and on a 1 your things get stuck in reserve. This picture is legitimately all of my army that didn't get reserved. I have 1 Tzeentch block back there in the back. You can see my standard bearer, and the metal model on the other corner is my Nurgle level 1. I have 1 unit of Warhounds, the mighty block of Chosen, and the Marauder Horsemen. But that is really it. The Shoggoth, the Hell Cannon, the other Tzeentch bunker unit, the Lord on the disc. I mean, everybody else rolled a 1 and got started off the table. So that started off with a really, really angry Jekar. The only thing my opponent had starting in reserves was 1 of his 2 branch wraiths. So this picture of his deployments, you see he's got a great eagle. He's got 10 archers with a banner. The archers next to them are 20 with the flaming banner. Then he's got 20 dryads with the branch wraith. The branch wraith that started off the board is the one that had Cluster of Radiance. Behind them are rat ogres that are standing in for his treekin that he hasn't bought yet because they're super expensive. You can see the butt of a big unit of Eternal Guard. His level 4 life and his BSB are over there. There's like 35 or 40 of those guys. And over here you can see his He-Man Tree-Man hiding out. There's another unit of 10 archers hanging out behind the building there, and 5 Glade Guard. And I should note that he went first, or rather, yes, he set up first, so I set up second, and so he gets the first turn. So Wood Elf first turn was pretty ballsy, all things considered. This is the only picture I have of it. But generally there was a shuffling about. He's clearing the charge arc of the treekin. He's starting to close the wings on my pitifully small little army. The eagle and some of the archers on my right flank are swinging in, and the other archers and the Eternal are swinging in on, and the Treeman are swinging in on my left flank. The Eternal Guard with the Wizard and the BSB get into the building that they were standing next to, and the Fast Cav is rushing up my flank. I actually thought that the coming in on that my left flank was a really bad idea. I guess he didn't realize, because remember, I have more than half my army is in reserve. So next turn I'm going to bring on a mighty swath of people that's going to be in his flank, and he's going to have to readjust, and he's totally put himself out of position for this. In Magic, I let him get thrown off, which probably was a bad idea, but I think he did have Dwellers, but he didn't go for the War Crime. He instead threw Toughness on the Treekin, which I let him have because I really need to redirect the Treekin anyway until I can mop up some other stuff. I need to just keep them from getting into fights they want. And then this picture is really the big one that happened. He shot 3 horsemen. They are hanging out in front of that wall, and he shot them down. So Oh, he Hail of Doomed my Chosen and got 0 kills. He rolled 6 on the 3d6 and got absolutely nothing through their armor and their toughness. Although it should be noted that my Chosen have +1 strength from the Eye of the Gods at the beginning, so they didn't even have magically enhanced toughness. He just rolled really poorly. So on my turn 1, you can see I brought some stuff on. You can see from this picture, this is just a side picture. You can see the eagle there coming in. On my side, you can see some of the hounds there, and you can tell that other stuff is going on. You can see where the treeman and everything is from his last turn. And here on this picture, you can see my Shoggoth has come in and positioned himself to look at the butt of those archers. See my horde of Khorne Marauders coming in behind the fast cav, my Disc Lord looking at the fast cav, my other unit of Tzeentch Marauders in front of the fast cav. I mean, like I said, this is really going to be bad for him. It's not necessarily going to be something that he's going to enjoy when bad things happen. Also note, I have some Warhounds somewhere around here as well that came in, but I'm not sure where they are in this picture. I think they're a little farther to the left of this picture, a little bit. I think they came on and moved pretty far up. I think I marched them, which is what happened, which probably shouldn't have, but incidental cheating, or accidental cheating rather, so I apologize to my opponent for that one if he watches this. On his turn 2, the eagle tries to charge into my bunker. I guess he's going to try and kill my sorcerer, but he doesn't realize I have chaos armor. I mean, he's played against my chaos warriors before, but it didn't. I mean, he failed to charge, and I asked him what he was going to do, and he said, well, I was trying to get your wizard. And I just kind of looked at him funny, and he said, oh yeah, they have chaos armor. So it's just a lapse of judgment there. These are the hounds I'm talking about in this picture. The Treekin and the He-Man Treeman run on in, and those hounds are just obliterated. I think I was trying to redirect the Treekin, which worked, but here we go. They passed their terror check though, so they didn't run away. The archers on my left that were being threatened move into a building, and the Eternal Guard pop out of a building because my Khorne Marauders were looking at it, and I was kind of joking with him, you know, wait till I get those Khorne Marauders in that building, and you're not gonna have any Eternal Guard left. And so he kind of jumped out and put the building between the two of them. In his magic phase, he threw Throne on, and again I let it go, which is probably a bad idea. But I was kind of banking that he wouldn't Dwellers me, and he didn't. He threw the toughness on the Treeman, which was not very great. +4 toughness to the Treeman. I don't think the hounds are going to do anything. But in fact, they do. They do put a wound on him, but he saves it, not with the armor save that is 3+, but with the ward save that's a 5+. So I was actually really sad. I thought that the hounds were going to sneak one in there just to be sassy. But they're destroyed, and you can tell in the next picture they just reform to look at the rest of my army. They're nonplussed. It's time to get on. And that's the end of his turn. Here's the start of my turn 2. You can see the little heart, the heart's there by the Shoggoth. The Shoggoth has taken a wound from that Eternal Guard, who is duly charged by my Khorne Horde, and that's just going to be all sorts of nasty. Also, my Chosen failed charge on the Dryads. I think they needed like a 6 or a 7, and I rolled double 1s. What are you going to do? In Magic Phase, I Fleshy Abundance the Chosen. I try to Baleful Transmogrification the Treeman, but he passes his leadership test. I do a couple wounds to the Treekin with Flickering Fire, and I fail to cast Gateway, but not for the last time. And when I say I fail to cast, I want everybody to understand that I'm not casting on 3 or 4 dice like I would if I had my full +5. I mean, I have a +3. I realize I still need a 12. I'm throwing 4 and 5 and 6 dice at this thing, and I'm not getting it. It's just not happening for me. The Hell Cannon shoots the Flaming Archers, and he kills 7 of them, but they don't panic, so nothing is really exciting happening there. And then into combat, predictably, the Khorne Horde bowls over the archers, and they now occupy the building. And these are just some pictures of the way the board looks after my turn 2. You can see at the top there I have moved some hounds to deflect the Treeman, at least so he won't be attacking this turn, so he's going to have to is going to take an extra turn, and he's actually angled in such a way that he won't be able to overrun into the Chosen, but into the bunker, which is okay. The bunker I'm okay with. I don't want the Chosen to have to fight the Dryads and the Treekin and the Tree Man. But anyway, and that's not even the worst of what's going to happen, as you'll see next turn. And over here, you can see the way everything else is looking. You can see my guy on a disc hiding behind a building. You can see my Shoggoth coming over to play. The guy in the foreground is my Khorne Marauder, and you can see his Eternal Guard that are still not really going to have a good time, because my Khorne Marauders are going to pop out and do the things that Khorne Marauders do best, which are really mess up units that are way more expensive than them. This turn started off really, really terrible for me. This is not going to be terrible. He decided that despite my earlier warnings, he's going to charge his Eagle into base with my Bubo's Wizard, which I told him was a terrible idea, but he did it anyway. And so that's just a picture of that, and everybody knows that's not going to end well. And this is what was really terrible. So you can see that my Hounds did not work. Over here on the left of the picture, the Tree Man charged the Hounds, and the Hounds failed Terrors, which really left my Chosen high and dry. So the Chosen, even though they have regen and +1 strength, they get flank charge by the Tree Man. They get a frontal charge by the 6 or 5 Treekin. The Dryads declared a charge and then couldn't complete because the Archers with the Flaming Banner now also charged in. And the reason that this is terrible is the Archers have flaming attacks, and they're faster than the Tree Man and the Treekin, which means they're going to negate my regen, which is what I was really counting on to win this combat. And I just didn't think he would suicide charge the Archers in there just to try and nick a wound off of me. But I underestimated him, as a certain U.S. president might have said. Generally, other things shuffle around, and in the big magic phase, he rolls up 8 dice. I've got 4 dice. I mean, I wrote it in my notes. I wrote, good game. This is going to be the end. He's just going to totally smash me. He's going to buff his stuff to crap. So he tries to cast Earthblood first on his General's unit, the Life Weaver's unit, and he fails. He rolls 2 dice. He needs a 8, so he needs a 6 on 2 dice, and he rolls a 5. He doesn't have anything to stop it, so that's the end of his magic phase. So it goes from total bollocks me to complete anger on his part. I mean, he needed this phase with strength 7 or strength 6 Chosen rather. There's not any shooting, and in combat it's all sorts of ridiculous. We throw the Archers do plink a wound off. I do lose regen then, but I slaughter all sorts of Archers. I slaughter 3 Treekin, and the Tree Man is still in combat. You can see this next picture here. What happens? The Treekin are still in base. They're in base with my base, but not my models. But it's okay. We know what's going on there. And the Tree Man is still there. But as you can see, I've taken all sorts of wounds off of them. And you can see my Warhounds that I was cursing at the beginning of the turn running away. But now I'm thinking, oh, this might not be so bad. I got rid of the Archers, so I can still regen next turn if I cast the spell. And the Treekin are demolished, and the Tree Man is, pretty much right where I want him. He's somewhere that's easily contained, and my unit is going to be able to destroy him. But notice how many Chosen I lost, and that is just brutal. I mean, the Thunder Stomps, the Stomps, nothing. I had no regen, which is really what I was counting on to win that combat. And, yeah, but I won. I won by 2, and I'm glad for that.